TradeLevel.pro is presented to the public as a modern global investment broker that supposedly provides access to hundreds of financial instruments, professional analytical support, and cutting-edge trading technology. At first glance, its website looks polished and confident, using the familiar vocabulary of established financial firms and promising a seamless interaction with global markets. But as soon as the surface is examined more closely, the image begins to fall apart. TradeLevel.pro offers no verifiable information about the company behind the platform, hides the identity of its owners, does not reveal any physical address, and operates without a single licensing document. Every element of its structure indicates that this is not a genuine brokerage service, but an unregulated investment scheme designed to collect deposits and then make them difficult and, in many cases, impossible to withdraw. The domain TradeLevel.pro was registered in early April 2025 through the registrar Namecheap Incorporated, and WHOIS records show that the registration was updated almost immediately after its creation. This type of rapid setup, followed by an anonymized ownership trail, is characteristic of disposable scam platforms that appear, operate for a short period, and then vanish once complaints accumulate or a regulator issues a warning. The domain is registered for only 1 year, ownership details are completely hidden, and no corporate entity is listed anywhere on the website. Legitimate brokers always disclose their legal company name, their registration number, their physical headquarters, and the jurisdiction under which they are supervised. TradeLevel.pro provides none of this, which makes it impossible to identify who actually controls client funds. The platform claims to offer several account categories, beginning with a minimum deposit of $250 and rising to larger amounts that supposedly unlock additional benefits. These benefits are described in vague and promotional terms, such as access to personal analysts, exclusive strategies, and accelerated profit generation. The most concerning element is the promise of monthly returns reaching as high as 150%, a figure that is entirely unrealistic in any legal financial market and one that no regulated broker is allowed to advertise. Alongside this promise, the website promotes leverage up to 1 to 500, a level strictly prohibited for retail traders in jurisdictions such as the United Kingdom, the European Union, Australia, and many other regulated regions. The combination of excessive leverage, large bonuses, and exaggerated claims of rapid growth is a classic hallmark of fraudulent investment operations that rely on bold promises to attract inexperienced clients. Once users create an account, the process raises additional concerns. Registration is extremely fast, requiring only an email address, which immediately contradicts the fundamental requirements of financial regulation, where identity verification and anti-money laundering procedures must take place before an account becomes active. According to multiple user reports, immediately after signing up, individuals are contacted by aggressive account managers who push them to deposit more funds. Victims describe being urged to take advantage of supposedly limited-time opportunities or market events that will soon disappear. These tactics are not used by regulated brokers, but are common in high-pressure sales environments associated with fraudulent schemes. Withdrawal attempts are frequently met with silence, delays, or sudden account restrictions. Some users report that their accounts were frozen after they asked to withdraw even small amounts, while others were told they needed to pay additional fees before their money could be released. These demands for extra payments, often described as tax charges or security deposits, are a known element of scam operations. A legitimate broker never requires additional external payments to process withdrawals. All fees, if present, are taken directly from the trading account and are fully disclosed in advance. The absence of a transparent withdrawal policy on TradeLevel.pro is yet another indicator that the platform never intended to operate legally. The regulatory situation is equally alarming. Searches in the public registries of major financial oversight bodies, including the Financial Conduct Authority in the United Kingdom, the Cyprus Securities and Exchange Commission, the Australian Securities and Investments Commission, and the German Federal Financial Supervisory Authority, show that no company under the name TradeLevel.pro nor any related legal entity holds a license to offer investment or brokerage services. Without regulation, the platform is not required to keep client funds separate from operational funds, is not obliged to meet capital adequacy requirements, and is not subject to external audits. This means there is no safeguard for the user, no compensation mechanism, and no authority capable of forcing the company to honor withdrawal requests. In practical terms, clients who deposit money with an unlicensed broker take on the full risk of losing their funds with no legal recourse. TradeLevel.pro also receives extremely low trust scores on independent verification platforms. Scam Advisor, which evaluates websites based on transparency, history, security, and user reports, rates TradeLevel.pro as high risk. Various consumer review sites contain detailed complaints describing blocked accounts, lost deposits, and confrontational behavior from representatives once victims begin questioning the legitimacy of the platform. In many cases, these fraudulent operations share templates, website structures, and even identical text, suggesting that TradeLevel.pro may be part of a broader network of cloned scam brokers that operate under multiple names while using the same underlying scheme. The combination of a newly registered domain, hidden ownership, unrealistic claims of profit, excessive leverage, lack of licensing, and numerous user complaints paints a very clear picture. TradeLevel.pro is not a real broker, but an unregulated investment scam presented under the guise of a modern online trading platform. No credible financial practice, no protective regulations, and no verified company structure support its operation. Anyone who invests through this website exposes themselves to a high likelihood of financial loss. For individuals who have already made deposits or suspect that their account has been manipulated, it is important to stop all communication with the platform immediately and refrain from sending additional funds, including so-called withdrawal fees. Victims should contact their bank or payment provider as quickly as possible to request a chargeback or initiate a dispute. Those who need further support can reach out to Watchdog Online at the email address watchdogonline@proton.me, leaving their name and phone number so that a recovery specialist can respond. The most effective protection against fraudulent brokers is careful verification, attention to licensing details, and the understanding that any platform promising extraordinary returns with minimal risk is prioritizing its own profit, not the safety of its clients.